is there a way to run a business that is, in spite of having competitive pressure, in spite of being very small? You see, it's all right if you are working for a big company, well established, a lot of capital, a lot of existing business, then it's easy to continue. But if you have to build a new business and you don't have capital, you don't have a good base of business, how do you build it up? So I want to share my experience in running NTUC Income in 1977. Now, some people think that, Income is part of the NTUC, got government support. That is not really true. They have government support for a while. After that, they have to compete in the market. And at that time, NTUC Income was actually quite small and also financially not strong. Okay, so I have to then decide how do I run the business. And I therefore wanted to run the business in an honest way. Now, there were many insurance companies operating at that time. So I decided that I have to run based on the different model. And the model is to keep the expenses low, and the insurance products that we sell, the life insurance products, most insurance companies have to pay commission to the agent to sell the insurance product. We find that the commissions are too high. So we wanted to pay lower commission to keep the cost to the customer lower. Of course, if you pay lower commissions, which agent want to work for you? So we have to find a way to help the agent to increase their sales by making it easier for them to sell the insurance policies to customers. So that was a choice we make, bring down the cost and then pay lower commission, but help the agent to be more productive so that they can increase their sales and still make an adequate income. So that was a formula that we used. Also, I was, in 1977, there was no internet, there was no PC. All right, computers not common. There was not even the fax machine, no fax machine. Fax machine came only around in the early 1980s. So that was the environment at that time. But I have a IT background, and I was able to use technology to help bring down the operating cost. What kind of technology? We invest in the first in-house computer system. Now, what is an in-house computer system? At that time, most companies do their data processing in the outside service bureau. So we introduced our own, we bought our own computer. We chose a good computer but not too expensive, and we built our own software. It's an online system. So we were the first online in-house computer system. It helped us to bring down the cost. Now, we also wanted to treat customers fairly because at that time there were a lot of customer complaints. And the customer complaints were because they were told by the agent that the policy will produce certain kind of benefit. Later on, they find that it was not the case. When they have to surrender the policy, they lose a lot of money. So my company, NTUC Income, we have our fair share of complaints. In fact, At that time, we probably have more complaints than other insurance company. Okay, so of course we can say, sorry, you didn't read the policy document. That's your fault, which is what most insurance company would do. Now we say no. If there are complaints, then there must be some problem. So we say, let's keep our policy simple so that people can understand. Let's be transparent. So we adopt an approach to be more, to treat customers fairly. Now we can still make good profit, but that is a business model that is workable. Not necessarily you want to sell products to unsuspecting customers, and when they find out, they complain, you say, that's your fault. You should have read the policy before you buy it, something like that. During my time, we were quite innovative. We were among the first to have our own online computer system. We have our own people to build the software. Of course, most other companies will get outside people to build the software, but that is very much more expensive. So we say, let's build our own software, and we have to adopt innovation. Now, innovation means doing things differently from what other people are doing. We innovate. There were quite a lot of innovation. Innovation is not just in using technology. It is also in doing things in a simple way. So there were many processes that we simplified. Although it was the practice, for insurance company to do certain things in certain ways, we decided that if it was too costly, too troublesome, why don't we simplify it? And one simple example I want to share with you. Around 1978, 1 year after I joined, I went to visit the Policyholder Services Department, where policyholders have to come to take a loan. Many policyholders take a loan. It's called a policy loan. At that time, the practice of insurance company is when you grant a loan, the policyholder must give you back the policy document, and the insurance company keep the policy document. Why? That's what everybody is doing. But why? Oh, maybe the policyholder, if he keeps the policy, can use the policy to take a loan from some other people. So therefore, you must keep the policy so he cannot take a loan from some other people. That was the practice at that time. But of course, we have got several large cabinets keeping the original policy document. And keeping the policy document become a big problem because the policyholder needs to refer to his policy. At that time, photocopying was not so common. So there was a lot of hassle. So I said, we don't need to keep a policy. There's no way the policyholder can use the policy to borrow money from somebody else. Who would want to do it? Of course, my manager says, can we get legal advice, whether that is possible? And I said, which lawyer will take the responsibility and say, it's okay? Because lawyers are also kiasu people. Not sure, they say cannot. So we say, never mind, we just change the practice and we see what happened. For 30 years, there was no problem. Okay, so these are examples even today. There are so many practices even today in many government departments, in many commercial world. These are time wasting, giving customers hassle. But nobody wants to take the responsibility to say, we don't need to carry on like that. So we just carry on. One example that I complain a lot is, every time I go to another country, you have to fill up a very detailed immigration form, custom form, and they ask you for a lot of details. What are they for? But still carry on like that. Okay, because nobody wants to take the responsibility to innovate. Now those people, and I have got some old colleagues that know me, work with me for a long time. The person who started clapping is my old colleague, Philip. Okay, now they know that I'm quite innovative. But innovation requires a culture. And the culture is to be positive. You see, many of us we are trained to look for what can go wrong. And when you look for what can go wrong, let me tell you, there are plenty of things that can go wrong. And if there are plenty of things that can go wrong, you dare not make any change. So therefore, I want to encourage you to look for what can be right. If you make certain changes, you can save a lot of money. You can provide better service to the customer.